Greetings and salutations, fine people of internet. It is I, Eric J. Chucky, joined as always by the boy.
Hey!
This is the Two Nerds Podcast, and I know we don't usually double up on topics like this, but scheduling is a thing. I'm sure y'all don't actually care.
Nope. And if you do,
Let us know in the comments.
yeah, like the video or dislike it. It's all engagement. We win either way. And,
God, maybe that's why they don't engage with our video, because they don't want us to win.
there are a viewer. There are a listener. Presumably they want good things for us. You want good things for us, don't you? Dislike the video. Do it.
Likes and comments are way better for getting us up the algorithm. Subscribe if you're not already. And I stream on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/White Raven, I'm pretty sure. If not, there's a fucking link around here somewhere.
He's going closer and closer each time he streams to emotes.
Don't
Help
you guys
us bridge that gap.
Want some sick-ass possum-themed emotes? Oh, that's what I can do. I can make, like, the tiered emotes be the weird esoteric shit like Staff Chan.
Yeah, so if you're like a tier 3 sub, you can have Staff Chan.
And you'd get that if you watched my Twitch streams or the VODs that are also on this channel. You know what else you can do? You can be like Rob, who's a cool guy, and support me on Patreon.
There's not anything extra on there right now, but that's because, it really is just Rob, and if he wants to know something, he could probably just ask us.
I send Rob free books when I publish them, so...
Yeah, there you go. If y'all hopped on the Patreon, we could do extra stuff on there.
Yeah, I do have a lot of stuff I could post on there. It's just historically never received engagement.
So, anyway, what's the podcast?
Today we are talking about our top 5 favorite League of Legends characters. We are both, we were very into League of Legends for a period of, I would say, about 6 years.
Yeah, we both started in like 2012, 2013, and then it came, we're on and off with it. We were really, really into it for like the first 4 years, and then we've both been on and off with it sort of in stages since then. Right now, you are still kind of playing it. I am not, because I have incredible anxiety around multiplayer games at this point in my life. So I don't play any of them anymore. But if that ever calms down, I will probably pick League back up, because it's full of really cool characters and it's generally a fun game.
That's basically the long and short of it, is that League of Legends has got such a wonderful setup. It's basically live-action Pokemon. And I don't mean like live-action as in like Detective Pikachu. I mean live action as in like, I'm controlling things actively.
Yeah, you gather up your little squad of dudes and you get good with them and like you form bonds. You form bonds with the champs you're good with. Like that's not a joke.
Yeah, you can definitely see a lot of I am good with this character in these top 5 lists of favorite League of Legends characters, but that's part of it, right? It's not just the personality, it's the mechanics and how much you have developed that symbiosis.
For me, it is all of them except my literal number 1 are there at least partially because I really like playing them.
Well, I think we've killed about enough time.
Okay.
So let's get into the list. You usually start us off, so I think I will take front and center this time.
By all means, sir.
My number 5 pick, and the funny thing is, most of these are recent champs. Relatively speaking.
That's that makes sense. The recent champs have more inherent, their good world building was baked in from start instead of being re-added later as they've updated lore throughout the years.
But my number 5 is Illaoi. She's big and strong. She has a giant sacred pot that she beats the shit out of you with. She summons ghost tentacles from Nagakeburos to whip the shit out of you, and it's like learn by suffering, learn by failure. It's this beautiful...
It's somewhere between, like, Rocky's coach and Lady Dimitrescu.
This podcast is not affiliated with the human form of that woman, but I've seen other forms, and...
I don't know what he's talking about. I have a vote as to what we're affiliated with. Thank you.
All right, I am.
Anyway.
Look, all I've ever wanted was girl Freddy Krueger.
But, Illaoi.
Yeah, I like playing her a lot. She's a very solid pick for me. options that are bulky but can still fight, like a tank that can still do damage.
Like bruisers, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know all the new terminology for the Gen Z League of Legends players. I'm sorry.
That's the term.
Okay. She's got an amazing look. Like, I've never bought one of her skins because what a waste of money.
Yeah, you don't need them. They are also good. That needs to be said. Her skins are cool, but her base skin is so goddamn cool that it's not necessary to have others.
Yeah, it just looks really awesome. She's got great quotes. She's a very inspirational character. The stories she's been featured in lend a lot of questions to the lore. You want to know more about the bearded lady, Nagakeburos, and this church around her. And, like, it was in that big reestablishing of... can't think of the name of it. Something with a G, I think. Pirate Land.
Bilgewater.
There was a G in it. That's how my brain works, always. And it was just really exciting. And she still remains one of the champs that's got a pretty good kit and awesome lore.
All right.
What's your number 5?
My number 5 is... it is Braum. It is Mighty Braum. I like Braum for several reasons. One is mechanics. I'm not actually good with Braum, even though I love his mechanics. I love tanky supports as opposed to squishy supports. I was burned too deeply by the murdering of old Soraka, so I switched to tanky supports, and they make me feel like I can actually cover for my partner. And Braum is like the top tier of that. I'm kind of actually bad with him, but he's so fun and he's so cheerful, and it's such a fun departure from most of the characters from that region.
Yes.
Because everyone else from the Freljord is depressed or depressing.
It's a very savage land, so it creates very edgy, angry characters.
Whereas Bara Santa Claus is just here to shield you with his giant door he stole and help. And I like that.
I do have the Bara Santa Claus skin. Yeah, Braum's a cool character. I'm mechanically good with him.
I'm not. I'm very bad. It doesn't stop me from wanting to play him, though. I have fun skins for him. I've got the one where he's a luchador, and I love that skin.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a real good one.
He hits people with a giant steel chair wrapped in barbed wire, because the people who make League of Legends skins know what's cool sometimes.
I just love the fact that his giant shield is like a door, right?
Yeah, it's a door. He took a door.
It's amazing. He
was just a big bar guy, and then he was like, "Oh, I'll take this door off because I need to get in here." Oh, I can keep this.
He's basically Ice Time Tom Bombadil. Like, it's just the genesis of his character.
I mean, yeah, but like Bara.
Yeah, like a big, strong triangle person who's here to help and is also kind of goofy.
Yeah, I like him.
I do too. He's pretty cool. Let's roll over to my number 4. This is actually a character that was built up for a while, and I was really excited.
Years, in fact.
Yeah, a long time. Senna, the wife of Lucian, who was trapped within Thresh's soul lantern, and then got out.
And now has a really cool, fun kit.
Yeah, now she's different. I like her determination. She's got big, what I like about Lancer's energy. I mean, she's not lancing anyone, Lucian, I guess, but I guess they do kind of work as like a yin and yang, though.
Yeah, because he's angry.
I would say
even now he's pretty mad.
I would say it's less like the Lancer and the hero, but more yin and yang.
Yeah,
complete with the little bit of each other. Very much carries well with the black and white theme between them. Again, I really like her kit. I like healing ADC. That's such a cool idea, and I love the flexibility that you can still do both no matter what path you're fixated on. And yeah, just her personality is really determined and resolute, and like, I've seen some shit, but I'm still going. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's the level of like quiet strength.
Yes.
In that is very aspirational and very nice to have in a character.
Yeah, I would agree. Number 4 for you?
Number 4 for me is Illaoi. Because...
Could you explain this character? Because I don't think I've heard of it before.
Pretty much the same reasons he has. I also really like her mechanically. I also think her lore is very cool. Her visuals are very cool. I really like the aspect of... I like that she is a servant of what is, at first glance, essentially like, if you don't delve deep into it, if you're just looking at her like visuals, she looks like she serves like Cthulhu or some ancient evil.
And it's noteworthy that when 5th edition converted Illaoi, don't tell, into a D&D class, I'm pretty sure it's a warlock, right?
Yeah, but she's not a servant of evil. She's not a bad guy. She's trying to help. It's tough love, but she's trying to make you stronger. That's such an interesting take, because you don't often see that coupled with the cool smack you with tentacles aesthetic.
Yeah, I really appreciate divorcing the Eldritch Abomination style from, ooh, it's evil and incomprehensible. Tentacles are comprehensible.
Yeah, it's just...
There's arms with sucky things.
Arms with sucky thing, usually very wiggly. That's pretty comprehensible, my dude.
Yeah, I got it.
I comprehend it. But it's not a combination you see a lot in fiction, which I really enjoy. Mm-hmm. And she's big and strong and likes to punch people, and sometimes that's all you need. Yeah. See Braum.
See Braum. I will, I need to say here as well, and often why I've got a longer list of honorable mentions is, what I tend to do is, like, pick highlights, characters I know I like, and then I do the M&M test. I sort of pit them against each other and go, okay, who do I like more? And that person moves up the list. In this list specifically, it was a contest by degrees. And my number 3 was almost not on the list until I kind of saw him, going through everything and went, wow, shit, he needs to be up there. Because I love his gimmick. And that is Jin. And I don't mean gimmick as in terms of his mechanical play style. I think he's okay.
I actually kind of actively dislike his mechanics.
It gets kind of frustrating that you can't hit faster when you're so used to, as an ADC, hit faster.
But it's a very different play style. It's not bad. It's just not to my taste.
Sure. What I like about Jin is his character. The depraved artist.
Literally, as in wrestling, his gimmick.
Yeah, literally. And it is this gimmick for an assassin for hire who is basically just a serial killer who's found a way to get paid for it. I've really loved dark and menacing characters like this in other forms of media, and it's so cool to get to see someone with that archetype who is not only treated with reverence and, like, not just a one-off mook to kill, see your Fallouts and a lot of lower tier villains in comic books and stuff.
Another good thing is he's a sniper, and a lot of snipers in fiction get the cold, emotionless, sort of detached treatment, which is fine, but it's pretty rote at this point. It's by the numbers. See Widowmaker from Overwatch. He's a nice departure in that he's very passionate. He's very engaged in what he's doing.
It's just like, it's a Batman villain that's been dropped into the middle of...
Yeah, he feels very much like a Batman villain.
And he's very well performed. I love the implications of the way he speaks, the way his lines are delivered, how he's got different sort of hushed talking to himself lines, as well as these loud, ostentatious, declarations. He's one of those characters like Nocturne who can inflict a bit of a sense of dread when you're on the other team. Because those voice lines, when he starts counting his alt off or something, that's like, oh shit. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of Jin. The theater angle, the roses, and it's just overall just fantastic coming together of a character. I don't like his big weird shoulder.
I was gonna ask, actually. I was gonna ask if you liked his big weird shoulder hump.
I really I've gotten used to it over the years, but
it's there for a logical reason, but it didn't have to be there.
I just don't think it's very well designed visually in either case. It reads weird in his model and on his
it makes his silhouette jankier looking, which is one of the reasons they make the characters the way they make them, is so that their silhouettes are easily recognizable.
What I do like about it, though, about the cloak and all that is, besides that and a couple of other small accoutrements, he's basically dressed like a theater ninja with a laughing mask on.
And, like, a big white cloak because he's supposed to be standing out. But, like, he could easily doff that shit and disappear.
Yeah. That's just the visuals. The layers are very cool. Layers really is the big thing about Jin. On to you, my friend.
My number 3 is... I wanted to make a joke about it being caustic.
And so you have.
Yes. Singed. I'm not going to lie, a big part of this is that I am probably... My number 3 and number 2 are probably the character I am second best and then best with at League of Legends. But I really like Singed's character because he is a villain. He is a dyed-in-the-wool, clearly having a great time, evil, mad scientist. And there is a part of me that's always going to have a soft place in my heart for a mad scientist or any outright villainous person who's just having a wonderful time.
I love the dichotomy between him and Dr. Mundo, too. It's wonderful that they've taken this idea of the mad scientist and been able to spread it out between so many different characters. But I think those two really embody the two sides of that coin the best. Whereas Mundo is all, hulked up on rage roids that he made and crazy, which I don't know, maybe they've changed his fluff by now. Maybe Singed did it, who fucking knows. And Singed is cold and calculating and just having fun.
Yeah, he's just wry. Full disclosure, one of my honorable mentions almost was in this place because I also really like his character, but I don't like his new kit nearly as much, and they changed some of his lore, and I'm not as fond of the new stuff as I am the old stuff. So Singed gets to sit pretty here at number 3. He's and then mechanically, of course, I just love because I like that his mechanics match up so well with his personality because he taunts people when he is fighting constantly, and he is laughing at you at all times. There are voice lines that play on the enemy side when he uses spells that are just him cackling at you and being an annoying shit because his entire kit is based around tricking you into following him, which is a bad idea.
And yet, after all these years, 11 years...
And they basically have not touched his kit.
Very little.
And
all things considered.
And people still do it. Don't chase Singed, and yet you do, because you want to kill him. You want to kill him. Motherfucker, you must die. And me running through the jungle, spreading gas, and hopping over walls. Good.
Yeah, something to be enjoyed there.
What about you, sir? What is your number 2?
Number 1 and number 2 were kind of a tough choice, but ultimately, because I don't like the new lore and voice lines as much, it was made easier. My number 2 is Maokai, who is a tree. That's a really old joke. If you've been playing League of Legends for a long time, you might get that joke. But even if you have, you might not. I'm not going to explain it because the explanation doesn't make it funny. I really liked Maokai's old character, who never asked to be born, basically. Something I think a lot of us here in 2021 can relate to.
And pointedly, never asked to be born, and was damn sure going to do his best to fix it.
Yeah, pretty much. He had a great one of his older lines was something along the lines of, he's tried to end this curse, but he can't. But he had great lore back when they came with lore packets when they delivered to Champ and stuff about how he saw that there still needed to be right things to do, and as mad as he was at the people who accidentally made him, he was like, all right, I'm your mistake, so I'll go ahead and fix the rest. And I like that.
Big Baron Mordo energy.
Sure. But not as a villain.
As Tree the Punisher. Mm-hmm. This needs to get done, so I'll do it.
Yeah. Now, I do like his lore, but it's 99% his kit. They changed his ult, and I still love him. It took me a while to adapt. Honestly, what they changed about him that hurt me the most was his saplings. my top lane Maokai. You fuck with me. Try it. Because they used to do like extra damage. Now
if you
gotta
hit them with them.
Yeah, now you got to throw them in the bush, and it's not that strong.
Which is like such a big nerf, especially top, because the bushes are way the fuck over there.
Well, the return is that better ult, and like it's pretty damn handy. I've won so many matches just with a clutch Maokai ult, sending out a swarm of vines forward to trap anybody in them, and then the rest of my team just mows them down. It's just satisfying. Laying the traps is satisfying. Watching people not know what to do about it because they're not like a Teemo shroom or something where you can hit it.
No, it's there.
Yeah.
You got to deal with that.
It just feels really good. He's got good chase. He's a very active tank. Like I said earlier, I like tanky characters who can do damage. He's not the best damage anymore, but he's still viable.
I heard that. I heard your salt.
It's gonna stay there forever. Yeah, Maokai is a cool guy, and that rhymes. And now it's times for the boys number 2. Who do you do?
You know what? I'm so proud of him for finishing that. My number 2 is the character my best character. Like, if I was going to play League of Legends again without even getting the rust off, and you were like, no, you have to play a live match. You have to play a live match right now, but you can have any champ you want, I would pick Heimerdinger. I'm absurdly good with Heimerdinger. I'm Iron 5, Wood 7. I'm bad at League of Legends. Even when I played all the time, I was bad. I am solidly, at least, I would say I actually believe my MMR, like my individual with Heimerdinger, was if high bronze, low silver, which is an absurd jump in skill. I just get him. I get the inherent risk versus reward of using his turrets versus leveling up different abilities of his, when to use different versions of his ult. He's a very strategic character. And I just get it. I get how to take over a lane and not allow people to be in it so long as I have mana.
Some of my favorite match memories were between you and I playing Heimerdinger and Mundo. Me being Mundo, obviously, who's not a character I usually play, but good lord, tossing cleavers at people who are trying to run from your turrets.
No, you stay. But it's... I also really like his character. He is like the bright mirror to Singed. He is just good. He's just a good science bro. He is a college professor given clockwork superpowers, and that's a fun thing to be. But if I'm being perfectly honest, it is for him, much like Maokai for you. I like Heimerdinger's lore. I love Heimerdinger's kit. It's just the fucking best, man. I struggle to explain how much easier it is for me to play that character compared to basically any other character in League. Now, of course, a big part of that is that I don't have to the turrets do this stuff. So
you don't have to worry so much about skill shots.
No, it's about knowing how to play the game, how to play like the meta game, as opposed to the minute-to-minute skill expression, do a skill shot. Even his skill shot is incredibly easy to hit. So, like, if you judge me for that, I accept it, but I'm still going to play him, provided I play League. What about time for honorable mentions?
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and start with yours, and we'll go into mine, and then I'll roll into my number 1.
I want to say I see his honorable mentions too. We're looking at the same file here, and some of these would have, at least one of these specifically, would have been on my honorable mentions before their rework, and isn't now. But my honorable mentions currently are Yasuo. That's all lore. I love his lore. I don't actually like his kit that much. I got okay with him, but like bronze okay, not like actually any level of skill.
I don't think anybody here is harboring any delusions that we're like platinum.
No, I'm bad at video games.
Y'all see me on Twitch, and if you haven't, you should.
You're good at Dark Souls. So next up is Swain. he's the one who may have been where Singed was, were it not for the fact that I don't like his new lore as much. It's fine. It's good. Lucius Malfoy is great, but I preferred that as like his final form. I preferred that as Tyrant Swain, not like his standard everyday walking around thing. Victor, because Glorious Metal Revolution is never not going to be something I enjoy. Vi and Jinx together because I like their combined little lore story, and they're just, sometimes it's nice to have fun, and they got really good music videos, yo.
That's true. My honorable mentions contain Braum, who I had a rough time with the year where like 2 or 3 wall champions came out at once. I got very frustrated, but once I got over my shit, started playing Braum. I'm very good with him. I too like his attitude. I played a D&D character for a couple of sessions that was partially inspired by him. Graves I like more as a character these days than I do as a mechanical champ, but I'm coming around to him. I believe I'm going to call my shot on this one. The champ you were just talking about that you used to like is Fiddlesticks.
Yeah, I hate his rework.
I like the lore and character stuff.
Oh yeah, it's super cool. I hate it.
I'm fine.
It's bad mechanically.
The mechanics are fine. I just don't feel like he's in a great place. I feel like with some tweaks, he'd really sing. And I've seen some people use what he's got right now to great effect, but mostly he's an honorable mention there for his fluff, his appearance, his cool voice lines.
And he has all that shit in spades.
Mm-hmm. Jinx, for the reasons you mentioned. Kha'Zix has been a favorite of mine for a long time. He's up there. These lists only go to 5. Kled is for me what Heimerdinger is for you, except without the skill expression. I just love that angry backwoods.
The redneck yordle?
Yeah.
Respect.
I in my daily life use the phrase words are traitorous bastards. Leona has been my girl for a long time, and I'm still pretty good with her. Same for Morgana. Nautilus is a big giant diving suit, and I love that.
I like fast hits Nautilus.
Oh, God, I love fast hits Nautilus. Nobody ever sees it coming either, even though it's an old as fuck strategy. Ornn is a newer champ that I'm still trying to learn, but...
Yeah, he's got an amazing look.
And he's fun.
Oh, yeah, he's fun as shit.
Poppy, I like her lore a whole lot, mechanics less. Jax... he's the best. Callista has phenomenal lore, and on release I played her a lot, but she's not in a great place right now. Lysandra is voiced by Jennifer Hale. Lucian, I mentioned, as part of Senna. Urgot, I don't like as much since his rework. Visually, he's fine, but mechanically...
Well, I mean, even visually, he's less your deal now.
Yeah.
He's less sad little meatball man, which is your jam.
He was a good robot meatball spider legs boy. Pike... If I'd spent more time with Pike, I think I'd fucking love him. He's really cool. He's got a great personality. And yeah, I love his mechanics. Zoe I like more as a character than I do as in the game. Bard was almost on my list, but at the end of the day, he mostly hoots and toots and doesn't have a character. I just love floating around the map, picking up my little boys and occasionally getting in the lane and going, oh, by the way, boom! Ivern for a similar thing. Bob Ross in tree form, healing people and shielding, and love that. And Kindred, visual aesthetic, she's number 6, if I'm being perfectly honest. They are number 6. I love the kit. Just cool philosophy of death as 2 separate entities that work together. Just really cool world building and lore. I like it.
All right.
Moving into my number 1, of all of those awesome champs are in my honorable mentions. Who could possibly be number 1? It's my boy Twitch. He lives in the garbage. He's upset about it. He used to look more like a possum than a rat. I love him. I keep forgetting I want to play him in D&D someday.
You have basically all his skins? Even the really hard to acquire ones?
Except the most recent one, and I certainly don't have all of his chromas. But yes, I do own all except the one that just dropped last month. Yeah, I am better at Maokai than I am at Twitch. But he's still one of my top guys. I play him as much as I can. He makes me happy.
He's just a nice little garbage man. He's
nice
in the garbage
man.
pile, and that's good.
And like he's had like 3 reworks at this point, and it's been the good end for Homer Simpson and his flying pig. I've adapted to it each time, and when they reworked his lore, they didn't change him enough to make him like bad. I will hope they eventually release his giant rat friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not much to say. He's good.
He's great. Just look at him. Just look at his fucking head.
Those weird eyes. Yeah. All off center.
I mean, it's hard in the sewers.
Look.
Of a chemical industrial city plant.
He's living it. He's thriving.
Twitch quotes are something I also say in my everyday life.
Yeah, he does. He does quote Twitch like a fair amount. My number 1. Unless you had more to say.
No, I'm done.
My number 1's a departure, because I don't actually like this Champ's kit basically at all. It's fine. It's not offensive. I just don't care about it. But I love his new lore so goddamn much that I couldn't put him anywhere else. And that's Darius. His original lore was, again, fine. Not offensive, but not my favorite thing. But they've updated it. They didn't, change who he was, but they just filled in some things. And they changed some stuff about Noxus. They took a lot, they made a lot of effort in the last few years, as far as I was aware, to make Noxus less the obvious bad guys, and Demacia less the obvious good guys. And it's really done good things for both factions. And Noxus, the new version of Noxus, the not fully changed, but updated, modernized lore of just a vicious but fair meritocracy, is so good. There is a cinematic available on the League of Legends YouTube page. It is a Darius cinematic that they did. I forget the name of it, but it is in 3 minutes. It basically reestablishes Darius's character as just this amazing, force for change, and at the same time not a nice person. It doesn't do anything to make it doesn't do anything to change Darius into a hero. He's not. He's just the fist, the right arm of Noxus. He goes out and he topples, as he sees it, decadent, decrepit, corrupted societies, and he brings them into the fold. He doesn't destroy them, he makes them better. He reforges them into a sword, into Noxus. And that is such a good improvement for the lore of that character that he couldn't be anywhere else. I don't know how to explain it.
Go watch a video, man.
Go watch the video. It's so damn inspiring. It is the thing that made me write the first piece of prose fiction I've written in years, because it was so perfect.
That's sort of the trick with these videos, is that you do have to have kind of a familiarity with the source material, or this might inspire you to go become familiar with the source material if you're not already. So, like anytime we do these top 5 lists, if you're like, wow, that Heimerdinger guy sounds real fun, Google Heimerdinger. Is the only one.
Yeah, that's true. There's lots of Darii.
But yeah, you Google Darius League of Legends, and there you go. There's stories, there's comics, and most of it's free, if not all of it.
And it's just such good world building.
Yeah.
And he's such a good part of it that it's the favorite piece of lore that's come out of League of Legends for me in many years.
Well, and here we are talking about League of Legends and the characters and how much we like them. One of the great things about this being such a global phenomenon is that they're using their money to do cool shit now, like the Arcana series coming out on Netflix.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah. There is a lot I am looking forward to with League. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, same here. Everything's better when nerds talk about it.